Hello everybody, I am back for my creative scrapbook. I am super excited to share my layout today. I went with a pattern paper that I normally wouldn't do to stretch my creativeness and try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So Abby and I love using Snapchat, and that's kind of the only photos we have nowadays. I don't really break out my camera that often, and to get them to pose for a picture of them together is almost near impossible. So especially Mateo, he hates taking pictures. So anyways, this is a photo that I have of me and Abby. She was homesick one day and we were just kind of playing around on Snapchat. So the paper collection in this kit this month is the Love Story collection from Prima. The papers are super gorgeous, and I didn't have a chance to film a kit this time. The last couple months I have filmed what is in the kit, but just be sure to head on over to the link down below to check out what is in the kit. It is gorgeous as always, lots of flowers and just different embellishments and things, chipboard and fun stuff, so be sure to check it out. So I added some white gesso and some clear gesso to the pattern paper, and now I am taking the stencil that comes in the kit, and it is a large 12 by 12 stencil, and I love the design on it. And I'm using some clear crackle paste, and I am just kind of randomly adding it just because I want it to be in the, kind of peek out from the photo and the other embellishments that I'm going to add to the picture, or the layout, I'm sorry. So after that dries, you definitely want to let it dry naturally and completely before adding anything else. I am lightly dry brushing on some white gesso just to kind of highlight the texture. And I like to flip the paper or my project upside down or on to the side, just so that I know that I'm getting every little nook and cranny that I can, and so that it when I add all the sprays and everything, there's not any missing spots that I am not going to like later on. So this is a stamp that comes in the kit, and I'm using some Stazon ink, just randomly stamping so that I can have a little bit more texture in the background. I love this paper. It's really gorgeous, like marble effect to it. It's really pretty. And I just felt it needed just a little bit more of this is more of like a script stamp. So it adds just a little something to the layout. So I don't get really black, like a really black image using the stamp. I am stamping off so that it just lightens the black just a little bit, because I didn't want it to be I didn't want there to be too much contrast between the whitewash, the pink, and then the black. So it's just very faint in the background. Now I'm adding some Lindy's spray, and then I'll add a little bit of water, and then I'll just kind of tilt it back and forth so that it kind of flows where it wants to. And then this is where you can really see that stencil and the crackle paste that I used. There wasn't a lot of this minty color. It's like a mint green, I think, something along those lines, in the paper, but you could see a little bit on the edges. So I really wanted to kind of tone down all of that pink. So that's why I'm adding it to the center. That way it kind of breaks up all of that pink on the paper. So this is a chipboard piece that comes in the kit, and I am just adding some white gesso. I do add I think 3 coats to it in the end. I should have honestly just added some Versamark ink and white embossing powder, because then I would have gotten it white as I wanted the first time. But I am in the process of rearranging my craft room, so I was just kind of using what was on my desk at the time. So now I'm using some Distress Spray in Picket Fence, and this is my favorite to add white splatters to my projects. I think it's the most opaque spray that I've used. I've tried to do watered down gesso, which works, but I don't know, there's something about the spray, the Picket Fence spray, that it just shows up better, and I just like the splatters a little bit more. So what I'm doing now is I wanted to add a little bit more texture to this layout. So I'm going to add some 3D matte gel where I want to put the art stones. That way I can just sprinkle on the art stones and then press them into the 3D matte gel. And this works really well. And I use the regular art stones and some of the mega art stones, which are slightly bigger, and then some of the mini art stones, which are a little bit smaller. So there's 3 sizes. And then there's obviously the sand, which I don't think I've used. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so there's 3 different sizes that I use just to create some texture on the layout. Now I am just going to add all of my embellishments, the flowers, the photo, and all of that fun stuff. And I use heavy body gel to do this because of the art stones. I wanted to be sure that everything was glued down really well, and the heavy body gel holds everything like you wouldn't believe. It's not coming off. So I added I added one of the flowers behind the chipboard, and because I'm using a liquid adhesive, it's easy to kind of play around with placement. And I did cut these hearts out from one of the pattern papers that come in the kit. I thought it was a nice little touch of foil to the layout. And then I cut this out, I believe, from the pattern paper as well. And that is going to complete this layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Please, if you are new to my channel, subscribe so you do not miss out on any videos. Here is a couple more videos you might enjoy. Be sure to check out my Creative Scrapbook, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!